On June 23, 2018, deep within the thick forests of western Massachusetts, two friends set out on what seemed like just another backwoods adventure. While exploring the heart of an isolated and rarely visited region, they stumbled across a small, nearly hidden opening between the rocks, barely noticeable to anyone passing by in a hurry. It was the entrance to a long-forgotten cave, tucked away beneath the dense vegetation of the Berkshire Hills. What they didn't know was that this modest-looking entrance concealed deadly traps, capable of turning one wrong step into a nightmare. Within seconds, excitement turned into panic, and the stillness of the forest was shattered by desperate cries for help, vanishing into the cold, damp air. Hey everyone, welcome back to Abyssin. Get comfortable, grab a seat, because today we're diving into another cave exploration story, one that took a terrifying turn. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me keep bringing you these stories. Hidden deep in the forests of western Massachusetts lies a marble cave known as Convention Cave. Its entrance is small and unassuming, nestled on the side of a hill, giving no indication of the dangers beneath the surface. The cave was first discovered in 1979 during the National Speleological Society's annual convention, which took place in Pittsfield. Despite being only about 200 feet long, this cave presents a serious challenge, even for experienced cavers. Two friends, whose names weren't found in the reports I researched, were driven by curiosity and the thrill of exploring the remote Berkshire terrain. They soon found themselves in a situation as unexpected as it was dangerous. One of them decided to take a quick look inside, not realizing just how quickly things would spiral out of control. They approached the cave's entrance, a narrow hole that led down into the underground. At first glance, nothing seemed threatening. It was just another quiet opening in the landscape, waiting to be explored. The man leading the way leaned in for a closer look. Maybe it was the excitement, or maybe he let his guard down for a second, but as he shifted his weight forward, things went wrong fast. The ground beneath him was slick with a thin layer of moisture. His footing gave way. In an instant, he slipped and tumbled into the cave. What had been a moment of curiosity instantly turned into horror. He got wedged tightly between two massive boulders, head down, his body twisted and contorted, completely unable to move. The rocks compressed his chest, and the cramped space gave him no way to reposition himself, let alone escape. It all happened so fast. One moment he was simply exploring, the next he was trapped in the cold, dark belly of the cave, completely helpless. His friend, horrified by what he just witnessed, rushed over to help. He screamed for help, but there was only the forest. Quiet, empty, unresponsive. The trapped man struggled to break free, but the pressure from the rocks only made the pain worse. Bruises started forming all over his body, and his breathing became labored as panic set in. His friend ran back to the entrance, hands trembling as he pulled out his phone. But there was almost no signal. The thick forest canopy and solid rock around them blocked any chance of connecting. Then, somehow, a single bar appeared. Without hesitation, he called 911, and from that moment, the clock was ticking. The man inside could feel the cave's chill sinking into his skin. His body was already covered in scrapes and bruises. Breathing became more and more difficult, and the fear of being trapped in total darkness kept growing. And let's be honest, the position he was in didn't offer much hope of a successful rescue if help didn't arrive quickly. Being stuck upside down, even for a short period, is extremely dangerous. In that position, blood begins to pool in the head, increasing pressure on the eyes, brain, and blood vessels. This can cause swelling, internal bleeding, and in more severe cases, unconsciousness. As time goes on, the heart has to work harder to pump blood against gravity. If circulation is impaired for too long, the risk of organ failure increases. Some studies suggest that being upside down for more than 20 to 30 minutes in extreme conditions can cause permanent damage or even death. In this man's case, the combination of being upside down, the cold, the pressure on his chest, and complete immobility created a life-threatening situation. Every second counted. On the other end of the line, firefighters quickly understood how serious the situation was. The team leader, a man with 37 years of experience, had seen it all. Fires, car crashes, high-risk rescues, but never a cave extraction. This was uncharted territory for the entire crew. Inside the cave, the man continued to struggle. His back was showing signs of serious injury, and he had hit his head hard on the rocks during the fall, causing a deep, bleeding gash. Blood soaked through his clothes and pooled on the cave floor. Time seemed to freeze. The wet, cold rock walls around him gave no comfort, only a growing sense of despair. His friend did his best to stay calm, talking to him constantly, trying to keep his hope alive. But the minutes dragged on, and the helplessness only deepened. Finally, after what felt like forever, the sound of footsteps echoed through the forest. The rescue team had arrived, but the hard part was far from over. Once on site, the rescue technicians quickly realized how complex this mission would be. The friend, who had stayed close the entire time, explained exactly what had happened and showed them where his partner was trapped. The first step was to assess the situation carefully. Rescuers noted the entrance was slippery and tight, making movement difficult. They managed to communicate with the trapped man, who was still conscious but clearly in pain. The team set up a support base near the entrance and began assembling their gear. A rescue tripod was positioned over the cave's opening, serving as an anchor point for the ropes. This system allowed for vertical lifting and precise movement in the cramped space. Special inflatable bags were slowly inserted into the crevice to widen it without causing a collapse. Meanwhile, rescuers cushioned the man's body and provided oxygen, as his breathing was already severely restricted. Throughout the entire operation, they kept talking to him, both to calm him and to monitor his condition. A safety harness was carefully fitted to his body, and when everything was ready, the extraction began. Using a pulley system attached to the tripod, the team made slow, deliberate movements. With each pull, the inflatable devices were adjusted to stabilize the surrounding rocks. After nearly 2 hours of painstaking work, they finally freed him. He was exhausted, suffering from serious injuries to his back and head, but he was alive. It was only thanks to the rescue team's skill and determination. His friend, overwhelmed with relief, cried as he watched him come out of the cave. But the trauma, both physical and emotional, would leave a permanent mark. The rescue was a success, but the time spent trapped and the terrifying uncertainty about whether he'd make it out alive would stay with him forever. If you thought this story was intense, wait until you see the one popping up on your screen right now. It starts just like this one, but ends in an even more tragic way. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really means a lot. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.